I'm Matt, I'm a freelance copywriter, and I really don't know anything about funnels.
This might end up being a new source of income for you, writing copy for funnels. And
I'm Mindy. I'm an assistant marketer at a real estate company, and I'm just getting started with the copywriting. I just started with the company, so I'm just trying to, do the best I can and learn as I go. And I felt like this was a great opportunity to do that.
Awesome. Okay, now I'm just gonna share my slides with this stream. Okay. So back to it, and about me, my intro here. So you probably saw this in the email that went around the event, but I'm a funnel and launch copywriter, former digital marketing agency owner. Digital marketing agency was my first business called Cypher Collective. So I've been in the entrepreneur game for about 6 years. This is my second business, and really it came out of wanting to niche down on one thing. So when I had the digital agency, it was just me and my husband. We worked with some subcontractors like a website and graphic designer, and we were trying to do everything for everybody, which I'm sure you guys know doesn't really work too well. You're an agency, but you focus on Instagram marketing. We were trying to do everything, Facebook ads, email marketing, social media. And I was always more focused on the content because writing was my superpower. And, before getting into entrepreneurship, I had a 20-year career on different marketing teams, mostly as a community manager, social media manager, digital marketer, content marketing manager, all these things all related to writing. So that's why I ended up deciding to niche down. So now this is mostly what I do. I help creative entrepreneurs launch their offers with killer sales copy so they can make a positive impact on the world. That's my elevator pitch. So let's get into it. What is a funnel? I'm going to talk about some types and use cases. And, hopefully this won't be too basic for you guys because I'm kind of starting with the very basics, like what is a funnel? A lot of people think it's a cooking tool or a funnel cake, or, they hear Clickfunnels, they think it's a cult. Probably because Russell Brunson, the CEO, is really good he's created a whole, what he calls culture, around his products, and people are very passionate about it. So I use Clickfunnels, but there's a lot of other tools. That's just what I started with. I'm not saying it's better than anything else. That's just what I know. But so the first question people usually have is, how are funnels different from websites? So simply put, a funnel is really the evolution of a website. It's just the path a customer takes to purchase from your business, all the way from interested prospect to converted customer. So you're literally just funneling people in to your offer. It's all going through, you're presenting your offer, which is usually a solution to somebody's pain point, and you're taking them through a journey. So you might have your core offer, and then you're going to sell them the next logical thing they would need, and then the next thing. So that might be an upsell or a one-time offer, but we're going to go into this more later. And then finally, there's a call to action. So usually all there is to do is enter your email address, grab a freebie, because a lot of people have a squeeze page, which is like a free lead magnet, or just buy, or GTFO. So it's not like a website where there's a lot of other distractions and bells and whistles. Do you have a question?
What did you mean by squeeze page?
I will get into that, but that's usually a typical sales funnel starts with what they call a squeeze or opt-in page, and it's kind of a funny name. The squeeze page, I think, refers to literally squeezing somebody's email address out of them.
Okay.
So it's a way to collect people's email addresses, so then they're on your email list, and even if they don't buy right then and there from your funnel, you can follow up with them, and the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So if you get their email, you have a lot more opportunities to hopefully sell to them. So Dan Kennedy said, whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins, which I know sounds like a weird statement, but that means it's creating a great offer, it's beating out your competitors, it's getting people on your list, and usually doing all those things requires some ad spend. It doesn't always. I've pretty much only done it organically. I think I covered that. So a little bit more about this. So the downside of most websites is there's just too much information. People come in, maybe they Google something because they're looking for a service or solution. They find something, they read the About Me page, maybe they look at the services page and they get distracted, like they go read a blog, they watch a video. There's all these things going on. So people tend to get confused, and if they're there to buy, they might, just lose interest or get confused and leave. So there's too much distraction from the actual call to action, which leads to the sale. They're also expensive to create and maintain. I think I saw some breakdown once of like what it costs to build a website versus building a funnel. Clickfunnels is the platform I know about. It's $97 a month. You can integrate a payment processor, an email autoresponder. You don't have to create like all these things from scratch. It's much easier and cheaper to do. And like creating all these things with a website would be like $20,000 to $30,000. Even today, like it's not as expensive as it used to be when websites were the rage, but it's still expensive. And they break a lot, and you need to update them constantly. As I mentioned, integrating things like even a calendar link to book a call with you, a way to take payment, add your domain. It's all just clunky, painstaking, takes a long time. It's just more difficult. So for all these reasons, websites can actually hurt conversions. They can like prevent you from getting sales. And they're usually confusing, like there's too many calls to action all over the place. With a funnel, all it's doing is taking leads from awareness to conversion. So when someone first comes to your funnel, usually there's a hook or headline, and I'll get more into that later, which is just right away telling people what the benefit is of whatever it is you're selling and like what pain point you're solving for them. So what your solution is. There's no bells and whistles. Like I said before, it's usually you can do two things: give your email address, take a freebie and leave, or buy something. So the typical path of a funnel is it goes from pain to promise to solution to offer to the call to action, which is usually buy now, or sign up, or register for my webinar, or buy my course, whatever it is. It also can help you make more money from every single person who comes into your funnel. So we call this increasing the average order value, because usually you have your core offer. If people aren't ready to buy that, usually there's like a downsell, which is a cheaper, like some kind of other version of what your core offer is that still solves some part of their problem, but it's way cheaper. So maybe like they're not ready to buy your $997 course on how to design funnels, but they will buy your $27, template design pack or something like that. You can also go the other way and do an upsell where you're selling people the next logical step. So maybe like the example I gave, the upsell is a done-for-you service. Like you can hire me and I will design your funnel with you from scratch. Otherwise, you can buy my course and learn to do it yourself. You can also do something called a one-time only offer. So that's like another opportunity to make a sale. So that's, again, like something really valuable that people might want that's kind of an add-on to your core offer. So like maybe with that example I gave, it's like a pack of fonts or, some pre-created assets or something like that people can use when building their funnels. So a funnel is basically the secret to scaling and getting your message, your products, and your services out into the world. They work really well for service providers. It's what I do, selling products, physical or info products. They work awesome for information products. I think, most of us know by now in 2020 that there are people making millions of dollars out there doing really well just selling like online courses or coaching programs or other information products. So funnels are also very easy and fast to create. There's no coding. Like with Clickfunnels, it's just drag and drop. You can buy a pre-made template where you have to do very little. You just integrate and you like plug in your copy and your images. So it's just much easier for someone who doesn't want to be a website designer but wants to launch an offer or create an alternative to a website to get it up and running in a short time. So I'm going to talk a little about the different types of funnels. So according to Russell Brunson, there are 22 different types overall. see if I can enlarge this. I'm just listing a few of them here. So the squeeze page, funnel, bridge page, which is usually for affiliate products. So it literally provides a bridge between what you're offering and then the actual offer, which is a cart that you don't control, but you make commissions from selling it. You can be a Clickfunnels affiliate, for example, which I am. You can do a webinar funnel. So you're getting people to register for your webinar, come in, watch you teach something, and then maybe at the end you're upselling them to like a course or a coaching program with you. So a lot of people use this to make sales. So they'll provide just enough value in the webinar, teach some high level things, like just enough to be dangerous, as they say. Like someone could take those tips and go create something, but they might not, be able to follow all the way through. So you're selling them at the end into another offer. An auto webinar, that's just where it's all automated. They also call that an evergreen webinar. Product launch, just what it sounds like. You're launching a product. Video sales letter, that's just, every funnel has a sales page. Usually it's like a long scrolling letter of, reasons to buy. You're talking about the benefits. You're talking about the pain that you're solving, the solution you're offering. You're listing all your bonuses. You're introducing the offer. You're going through all these steps. But you can also use that in just a video or take care of a lot of that in a video. There's an application funnel. So that might be where somebody is like applying to work with you. So you can kind of take care of all that in a funnel. Lead generation could be very simple. It's just that squeeze page. You're offering somebody something for free, like your lead magnet, something of value. People just enter their email address, get it, and then they're on your list. So it's a good way to build a list. Survey funnel, ask campaign, two-step tripwire. That's usually just a product funnel. You can do a membership funnel. So like if you do have a course, you can build out a members area where they come in, they have a login, they can go through all your modules. So that's something you can build through a funnel as well. There are other products for that too, like Kajabi, that are specifically made for courses. So, just want to share that there are alternatives to Clickfunnels. That's just the one that I know the best. So with all these different funnel types, there are many that are used specifically for selling a physical product. So I know people who have, gotten the 2 Comma Club Award, which is the Clickfunnels Award for making $1 million from a single funnel by selling soap, by selling axes, like just things that seem really random, like how are they doing that? But they're following the formula and they have a product that people love. So funnels work really well for that. Like I said, some are just for generating leads. Some are application funnels. And if you have an offline business, like brick and mortar, you already have a funnel. It's just not online. It might be like people see an ad in the paper or on a website, or they see a billboard. Then they come to your location, they look at your products in person or your services, and then they buy. So everything's a funnel, really, if you think about it. So there is a difference, though, between a marketing and a sales funnel. So a marketing funnel refers to like the entire journey from a person first becoming aware of your business to them becoming a customer. So this includes all the things you do around the funnel to get people to it. So like running paid ads, sending follow-up emails, SEO, and everything else in between. So the sales funnel, which is mostly what I'm talking about today, is the piece within the marketing funnel that deals with interest, consideration, and conversion. So that would only include elements like your sales page. That's where, again, you're convincing people why they want to buy your thing. The order page, that's where they enter their credit card information. The upsell page, the thank you page, and any other pages which will influence converting people. So this is what a typical sales funnel looks like. This is what you keep hearing me say, the squeeze page. So again, it's just a lead magnet. It's something for free, or something like you could still be selling them on the next page, but you just want to give them something irresistible to get them there in the first place. So like Russell says, you should put your sexiest product up front, the thing that you think is the most valuable, that it actually hurts to give away, but put that up front because that'll get people into your funnel. And then they'll go, if they enter their email, they'll go to your sales page. They might watch your video, read through all your reasons, find out all the details, nuts and bolts of your offer, and then decide if they want to buy. Most people make buying decisions based on emotion, something like 50%. And so you want to appeal to that, and you usually do that up front with like your hook or your headline. I'll go into that more. And then something like 30% buy based on logic. So even with people who buy based on emotion, you still need to have a logical argument on your sales page for why they should buy. Because, after the emotion dies down, they might start questioning it, like, is this really a good decision? Am I wasting my money? Or they might go talk to their spouse. Their spouse is like, what are you doing? So they need like those logical reasons. And then the last 20% is FOMO, fear of missing out. So that's where you add urgency and scarcity, usually at the end of your sales page, to like convince people to buy now. So it might be something like, I only have 30 spots left. The price goes up next week. I'm shutting down the cart in 48 hours. If it's a physical product, it's like I've got 100 left in inventory, things like that. To give people a reason to buy. Order page is where they actually buy. And then most people have like a thank you page. And you can, of course, you're saying like thank you and telling people like look for an email or something with delivering your product. But a lot of people use a thank you page also to sell like back end offers, which might be an affiliate offer, or to like get people to sign up for their newsletter, or just to like go and join their Facebook group, whatever else you have in your kind of repertoire that people might be interested in. So I'm going to show you an example. The first funnel I built for my copywriting follows this exact process, and I created this in something called the One Funnel Away Challenge, which is like a 30-day marketing challenge that Clickfunnels has created, which is really good. It really explains the A to Z of how to build a funnel and like all the psychology behind it, and like how to publish and how to drive traffic to your funnel, how to build the funnel itself, but more importantly, before you even get started, how to create a great offer. So this is my squeeze page. And, I'll tell you, like, I don't think this funnel is perfect. I want to redo it. But this was the first funnel that I built using the methods that I learned. So this right here is my hook. And I'm selling like done-for-you launch copy services. So I'm basically saying, if you have a product or offer you want to launch, I will write all the copy within 30 days. And you'll have professional copy and you can just launch. So it's like, I'll write copy for all parts of the funnel. The sales page itself, the funnel itself, the email sequence, I'll create a lead magnet, like I've written ebooks for people, or worksheets or whatever, and the Facebook ad copy. And like email sequences to follow up. So that's the service. So my hook, this is like the thing that's meant to grab people's attention and like kind of solve their problem. Do you want to get your offer from 0 to launch in just 30 days? So then I have my lead magnet here, which is I created these copy templates. I'm actually going to share those with you guys too. I have a whole template for how to write copy for your sales funnel. So this is kind of like if people go through my funnel and feel like they can't afford my whole package, they could still get this template and it would help them create their sales copy. So, you can see I have a box for people to enter their email address. I just have like one sentence selling it. Make your launch more successful with this pre-filled template driven to capture attention and trigger buyer psychology. So templates are kind of huge in this space. Anything that can help people, get there on their own, and provide like a framework. And that's my CTA button, just download now. So to show you the next page, I need to actually put my email in here. So this triggers like an email that will send the item immediately. So I have another hook here that's meant to tap into people's pain points, because what tends to happen is people have an offer and then they just sit on it forever. They never launch. They're like afraid to launch. Maybe they're being a perfectionist, or they don't feel they're ready, or they have imposter syndrome, or like there's all these mindset things that come up. So that's what I'm trying to tap into here. So when you wait to launch until everything is done and perfect, you might end up never launching at all. I did create a video here. So this is kind of me introducing myself. And honestly, this is too long. It's like 5 minutes. I filmed it right here. I filmed it in one of those conference rooms back there. But I'll just play a little bit so you guys can see.
Hi, I'm Heidi Hansbot, and I wanted to thank you so much for coming to my site and downloading your free sales funnel or email templates. I really appreciate you being here, and I've created those with you in mind, my fellow entrepreneurs who have an offer or product that they're dying to get out to the world because they know that it will have a huge positive impact on people and help them solve a major challenge in their life.
So that's me kind of verbally giving my pitch, like my hook. So that's always a good thing to do because it's good for people to see your face, and you want people to, connect with you and get that know, like, and trust factor. Especially if they don't know you at all and they found your funnel by Googling something, it's really good to be able to talk directly to your potential customers. So I put a CTA button, my first button, up here because it's good to put like the most important stuff above the fold, like everything you see when you first go to the website before you have to scroll down. So this is like pretty direct, just show me your packages because I'm selling done for you launch copy packages. Now, a lot of people think you should not put your prices for a high ticket offer. This is what this is. High ticket is anything over $1,000. A lot of people say you should not put that in your funnel. I actually might be redoing this to fit in with that because people get sticker shock. You really want to close them on the phone. So I'll probably replace this with like a book a call with me, CTA. Or just like, I'll keep these here, but I'll take the prices off so people don't get scared. But so that's, people can scroll right there. But I'm going to kind of take you through like a bit of the copy structure right now. So I go right into kind of the pain that I think people are in when they would come to my site. Like they want to launch, they haven't launched, maybe they haven't made any sales, they know they need copy help. So I'm talking about kind of my backstory of why I started doing this. So I'm talking about how I was burnt out from trading dollars for hours as a service provider, wanted to change my business, had no clue how to reach my dream customers, etc. And then I like further kind of drill down to that pain point and like really make them feel it. So don't sit on your golden ticket idea and let this happen to you. You might lose momentum. You tell yourself you can't afford the time or money to do it. So right away, I'm like addressing what I think people's objections could be that would prevent them from hiring, like spending the money on a copywriter, because people often don't want to do it. They're like, they've already put all this money into building the funnel, and maybe they spent money on the wrong thing, and they know the copy is important, but it's like hard to convince themselves to just take that plunge. So you're so afraid of the what ifs. I keep talking about it. I'm like kind of creating a connection with them and creating empathy. So I'm basically relating to them, saying, here's the thing, those fears never really go away. You just have to ensure that everything in your life encourages forward momentum. So, and then from there, I go into what's called the origin story. And I'm going to get into this more when I go into like my funnel copywriting section. But basically, this is my backstory for why I became a funnel copywriter and why I developed this business, why I became an entrepreneur. This is where you kind of like get a little bit vulnerable and let people get to know you and create that connection like even further. And because this is kind of long, what I did was I just bolded some of the most important points so that if anyone was scanning through, they would at least see that. Then here's another common piece, put some kind of guarantee. This is kind of like social proof / guarantee, like why people should trust me. I'm talking about some of the brands I've worked with. And then, I have kind of like a little portfolio section here. This is actually, funnel copy that I've written for people and ad copy. It's good to show social proof. It's good to have testimonials too. So again, here I'm like painting a picture. This is something you can do after you go through those pain points. It's like, then you create the vision of like how great people are going to feel once they're on the other side, once they've gone through your solution and bought your offer and, you know, you solved all their problems, hopefully. So again, I'm like pointing out the benefits. This is where I'm really introducing my offer. And this is one way you can do it, like a box with kind of different pieces of your offer and just explain what they are. So I'm talking about all the things that I write or help people write: origin story, irresistible lead magnets, compelling sales funnel copy, Facebook ad copy. That's where you share your offer. And then I like formally introduce it here. And this is something called an e-cover you can have made. It's just a way to like give a visual of your product, even if it's digital. So it kind of looks like a book. It's not actually a book, but it's a good way to kind of show your offer. Because when people see something, they're more likely to buy it. You can have some sort of visual. So then I'm going, you know, a little deeper into how my process works. So I'm sharing what's included. This is where I go into the FOMO, right? I can only work with so many clients at once. If I'm doing a whole launch for somebody, really I can only do one at a time, maybe two, just to give it my all and my attention. And so I'm saying like, get yours now before I'm booked out for the rest of 2020. And then I go into a bit more of like social proof. My clients always get high conversion rates. If your copy, this is like my guarantee. I'll keep tweaking it with people, or, you know, we'll get on the phone and workshop it if it's not converting. Again, here's my packages. So this, I have a couple different CTAs here. Yeah, so I have like an application form. This is where I ask all the questions I would need to know to work with somebody. So that's one way you can do this. You can either like send them to an application form or have them book a call with you. Then I'll explain what this button is in a minute, but then I have some actual testimonials. I actually need to update these because these are from when I just started. I actually have some better ones now from 2 Comma Club winners. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a testimonial from him. I've written some copy for some more high profile people now. So always good to update that. These are just like quotes with their photos. You know, here's like kind of a final call to action: take action today. The more you put off your launch, the less likely you are to do it. This is gonna seem repetitive, but it's good to show your offer like 3 times. Because people like to scroll. There's some psychological thing where people actually want to see a bunch of words. They want to see a bunch of copy. They want to feel like they're being convinced. So that's why you see these long scrolling pages sometimes. Another thing I did, I decided to have a frequently asked questions section. This is another way to address all the objections I know people are going to have, or like what false beliefs they might have. Like, why should I hire a copywriter? Or like, this is expensive. How can I be sure it's right for me? Why can't I just funnel hack my competitors and use their copy? You know, I said, well, that's cheating. Yeah, how much time will this eat up? I have a million other things I'm doing. So like, you can get the idea. I'm addressing objections before people can like convince themselves not to do it and bounce. One more time with the copy package. So this is my like no thanks button if they're not ready to buy, but then I take them to my downsell offer or my one-time only offer. So you have some urgency here, like usually people have some copy like, you're never going to see this again. This is the only place you can get this. So this is kind of my solution for people who are not ready to make that big of an investment, but they can buy my templates. So yes, this is the same thing I was giving away on the front end, but I have like more of a store here. So yeah, that's, and then if they don't want that, they'll just get taken to my thank you page. That's where they'll get their receipt or just see this. And like what I was talking about, you can still make offers on the back end. So I'm like join my newsletter, get support. These are all affiliate offers. So if somebody's not even using ClickFunnels yet, they can sign up, get a free 14-day trial from me. They can join the Maryland, which is how I learned to build. Like, I would recommend it to anybody. It's $100. It's like getting a marketing degree in 30 days. It's like a fire hose of information. It's really intense, but I mean, I was able to build this funnel. This is what I got out of it. So you do get results. And like, I use what I learned for that all the time. So back to this. Basically, a sales funnel, like what I just showed you, is built to take potential customers through the emotional journey of making a purchase. So you're guiding their buying decision from initial attraction, like getting them to the funnel, to getting them to take action. So that's like your whole job with your sales page, is convincing people to take action. And you know, I'm sure a lot of you who do marketing are already familiar with the AIDA method. Did you guys say you are?
It doesn't ring a bell at the moment.
Yeah, it's just kind of an old like copywriting or marketing construct. I wasn't familiar with it either before I decided to focus on copywriting, but it's just basically using awareness, interest, desire, and action, you know, in your funnel structure and your copy. But the main difference between AIDA and funnels is that with funnels, you convert them every step of the way using what's called a value ladder. So that's the next thing I'm going to go over here. So this is a Russell illustration. He has these great illustrations that, I don't know, they look hand drawn and they're kind of cool. But so this is basically like showing how you can use funnels in your business, because this is all like different offers. So maybe you start with some bait that's like free or really low cost, like a $27 offer. You know, maybe it's like a template, an ebook, something valuable that teaches your skills, but that is like a no-brainer kind of shiny object for somebody who's not ready for the big package, or they're just getting introduced to you. And then, so that's the bait. It's what you use to attract your dream client in the first place. Then you move up to the front end, so you're providing value in the form of the next logical thing that they would need. And then you find yet another way to provide value and provide the next thing, like the next offer they can buy. So these things are supposed to be like a sequence. They're all tied together. And then at the top is your highest ticket item. And that's where, you know, you're making the most money and providing the most value. So like, it took me a while to figure out the value ladder for my business. And this is what it's ended up looking like. And I have a Facebook group, so I kind of started selling my value ladder to my group. So my bait or my low ticket entry offer was a paid masterclass. So like, I've taught 2 masterclasses now. I've charged like $47. Usually you charge between like $17 and $97 for a masterclass. And I just stream it live in a Facebook group. And I just teach it kind of like this. I just go through slides. I'm there for like 2 hours. People can join and watch, or watch the replay. They can ask questions during, and I'm just teaching like some, you know, core skills. So I did one on like email copywriting and marketing. I did another one on offer creation. I have one coming up on how to write social posts to sell your offers, so like story selling. So that was where I first started to get success with funnels, because starting with my copywriting funnel with a high ticket thing, nobody ever bought through that funnel. Like, what it is right now, it serves as a kind of online resume for me, for people to come see my stuff. I think I will get people to buy through that, but I need to restructure it. So this is where I started making money from funnels. And some people will tell you, you can start with a high ticket offer. They call that a reverse sales funnel. There's no reason why you can't, but it's a different skill set. And usually you have to have a following already. You have to have like just really good marketing. So most people start with this. So then the next thing in my value ladder would be a mini course. You know, I could take all my master classes, bundle them up, and sell that for like $197. So it's kind of like copywriting hacks for entrepreneurs. That's what I do. Like, I teach entrepreneurs who, you know, most entrepreneurs are trying to do everything themselves. They're trying to be their own copywriters. run their own Facebook ads, create the products, actually develop their business, grow their following, like so many things. So if you can be a service provider who provides solutions to entrepreneurs, then you have a business. It's not the only way to have a business, but a lot of people in the Clickfunnels community who are really successful, they are providing solutions to people who actually use Clickfunnels. So maybe they're helping with like funnel design, copy, Facebook ads, all the things. So mini course would be my next thing. Probably up here would be, like my done for you service, either the launch copy or something else, like where I'm just creating copy for them. And then maybe at the top, it's like a coaching program for like $1,000 or more. So that's my value ladder. You can definitely figure out how to apply this to any business. So you're basically giving people a reason to keep coming back. That's the continuity piece here. To give you an example that everyone can kind of relate to, dentists have an awesome continuity program because you have to schedule checkups every 6 months, right? And get your teeth cleaned. But what usually happens is they try to upsell you while you're in the chair to, maybe they're saying something like, hey, your teeth look a little bit yellow. You want to get these whitening trays or did you have braces when you were younger? Yes. Oh, well, your teeth tend to move. When that happens, let me make you a retainer. And then you walk out of there having spent thousands of dollars when you just thought you were getting a free checkup. And people have to keep coming back every 6 months. So it's always an opportunity to sell people. So that's the value ladder. Wow, we're only in part 2. I should probably speed this up. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to actually construct a funnel. So first, like I mentioned, there are a lot of different funnel platforms. I mostly know Clickfunnels, not pushing anyone to that, but these are all a bunch of the more popular ones that are available. Drop Funnels actually just came out, and it's apparently giving Clickfunnels a run for its money because it's supposed to be faster, easier, pages load quicker. I have a 14-day trial, so I'm about to check it out, but you have options, in other words. I want to talk about offer creation because before you can build a funnel, you have to know what your offer is, and you need to structure it correctly. So the structure of a good offer, you can think of it like building a house. So your offer is your blueprint. That's like the map for your solution. Your program is the framed out house. So the actual construction of your offer, how are you going to deliver it? Is it a course? Is it a live event? Is it a mastermind? Is it a product? And then your marketing is the 3D rendering of the house. So that's like your polished, finished product that you're driving people to. So offer creation, this will help you map out your offer if you can cover these 10 Ps in your offer creation. This is something I taught in one of my master classes. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. And again, I'll send you guys the slides if you really want to study this more. But usually it starts with a promise. That's you showing up and telling people in your own words, like how you're going to solve their problem, like what you're offering, person in the problem. So you're designing it with a specific, ICA or dream customer in mind, and you're creating it for them, and you're preparing them for the change and the struggle, pain, and situation they want to escape. The problem, of course, is where they're actually hurting, where there's a gap in their life. So your solution is going to bridge that gap. Positioning. So this is the reason, mission, personality, and story. So this is what you're putting into your offer to make it different from everything out there. This is how you can stand out from your competitors. So it's your unique differentiation factor, the one-of-a-kind combination of like who you are and what you do. Even if there's a bunch of other offers out there that are just like yours, like there's only one you, and people are going to connect to your story and your personality and who you are, and they're going to buy from you because of that, because they like you. The point of entry, it's like the super solid first step, your entry-level tactic, the first thing that gives people a glimpse of hope, like the light at the end of your tunnel. So, I don't know, let me give an example. It might be like, maybe you're teaching people how to launch a high-ticket offer without a complicated funnel, which is not going against everything I'm teaching, but just showing like this is an example where you could differentiate yourself and solve a problem in a different way. The process, so this is where it's important to create your own proprietary method. And I will say I haven't fully done this yet with my copywriting because I've been busy learning all the formulas from people who have proven their abilities to do this for funnel copywriting, but I need to kind of like come up with my own thing. So like Ian Stanley is a copywriting mentor I have. He has something called the CAVE method for like writing email copy. So the C stands for curiosity, the A stands for authenticity, the V stands for vulnerability, and the E stands for empathy. CAVE method, that's his formula, his proprietary method, his thing. So if you can put a name to like a process you use in your business, and it might be something you're doing without even realizing it, like you haven't even thought about it, you can find to put a name to that and package it up. That could be the start of your offer. So the path is the client experience you're creating in your offer funnel, or the clearest path to the finish line. So you're giving them a timeline, like here's my step-by-step process, or here's my 30-day process. The structure, it's basically the container for your work. Provisions, this is like your deliverables, the goods, all the assets and resources that you're giving people to make their journey easier, faster, and better. So it might be like a Trello board to organize things, copy templates, video trainings, actual assets to design a funnel, whatever it is. Chances are you have some resources that you can share. So protection, that's just like another word for your guarantee. So how can you build in extra guidance, extra accountability? How can you make people feel really secure about buying from you? So like for me, it might be, okay, if your copy is not converting, I'm gonna have weekly office hours, you can drop in anytime and get help. So what's the extra step you can take to make people feel really good about it? Polarity, this is the fun one. It's like, how can you stand out from the crowd? Some people do this by like throwing rocks at the competitors. So you can kind of like, depending on how controversial you want to be, you can kind of take a stance against the other, the most popular thing that people are using that's related to what you do. Like Funnels is throwing rocks at Clickfunnels right now because they're like, it's too clunky, it's slow. People are using it because they don't know any better. Here's my thing that's way better. That's risky because he could be pissing off an entire, passionate community, which Clickfunnels is a passionate community. I just went to Funnel Hacking Live, which is their annual conference. Like 5,000 people were there. I mean, it's like a rock concert every day. It's like, the influencers are treated like celebrities and rock stars, and Russell Brunson comes out and it's like pounding EDM music with flashing lights and like smoke coming out. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It can be hard to like try to take down the big dogs, but that's one way that you can position your offer. Phone a friend is kind of a funny word for this, but that's just validating your offer. A lot of people will go make this mistake. They'll create an entire offer without doing any market research. I almost did this myself. I'm trying to create my high ticket offer right now. First I was thinking it was going to be like a group coaching thing, teach people copywriting. Then I talked to somebody and she's like, I don't think entrepreneurs really want to do their own copywriting. Some do, most don't. Most just want a solution, a quick solution, so that their copy doesn't suck, so it's not going to keep people from buying their offer. So now I'm kind of like reconfiguring what I'm going to offer. And I'm going to talk to more people too. But also, you can just run this by a friend, a family member. Make sure that you can describe what it is you're selling in like a simple, clear way that doesn't use technobabble, that is easy to understand, so that people will buy it. The next step is to create an offer stack. So here's like a typical stack slide. Just shows people what they're going to get. This is the high ticket masterclass tools to help you, create the solution. The next step, tangible number one, tangible number two. Those are like your upsells or add-ons. And what people typically do is offer, free bonuses. So it's just a way to like add in a bunch of things that come with your package. So really they're paying for the entire thing. Bonuses aren't exactly free, but it looks like you're increasing the value of the offer so much that people are more likely to not balk at your price and buy it. So your offer stack simply solves one core problem and then the next one. So it goes through the logical sequence. So like, it's a kind of a funny thing to wrap your head around. A lot of times you put out an offer and it actually creates a new problem for your customer. So it's not that you're not solving a problem initially, you are, but then maybe they need help getting to the next step. So like maybe you help them build a funnel, you taught them how to build a funnel, but the next step is like, well, I have no idea how to drive traffic to it, or I have no idea how to promote it, I don't know marketing, so maybe you have some other offer for that. But the most important thing is that your front-end offer is irresistible because that makes it so much easier to sell the next thing in your stack, and you want to make that thing a logical follow-on. So when you're creating this, another thing to think about is any false beliefs that your customer might have around the issue or problem you're addressing, and then you can address those in your copy. So like for me, false belief might be copywriting is too expensive, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, it actually does matter a lot. So that would be, those are things that I do address in my like FAQ. And so that you want to create products that crush those false beliefs, and you'll want to always over-deliver. That will help you make your offer irresistible and make sure that you don't run promotions that make people never buy for you. So I include a bunch of funnel examples. We are getting close to the end of the hour, so I might just show one of these. This is a friend of mine who she started like with OFA the same time I did, and she just like skyrocketed. She started out as a marketer, and she grew her Facebook group so quickly that she developed a course, which she's calling a challenge, and she modeled it on the One Funnel Away challenge to help people grow and monetize their Facebook groups. Because you can make a lot of money from an engaged Facebook group. You can sell them any offer that you come up with. You're providing a lot of value, you're teaching them. So anyway, she has a squeeze page with a freebie here. You get her free case study. So you grab that. Then she goes to the next thing. Her hook is how to easily generate sales from a Facebook group without knowing a thing about social media. So she's, you know, showing people that anyone could grow a group. You don't have to be a digital marketer. You don't have to be like a Facebook expert. And then she has a video where she goes into this. This is like a great tactic to use where you kind of tease that you're sharing these insider secrets. So these are the secrets you get from, you know, signing up for her program. Of course, she has like 1 million testimonials. I know she has a full testimonial page. Then it's like, are you ready to take the One Group Away challenge and grow, engage, and monetize your tribe? That's clearly showing the promise of her solution. Here she lists her entire offer stack. This is something you'll see a lot. You know, people will list, like assign a value to it. You know, you want this to be realistic. Don't just put any number up there. Do some like market research and see what people are charging for these things. If there's not really an equitable price, people will do this a lot. Say price list. And then you want to add it all up and show total value. But you're not paying $14,000. You can get it today for only $497. So then it seems like an amazing deal, right? And then she goes through and lists everything that you get. So lots of stuff, all this stuff, plus all these bonuses. So yeah, this is a typical funnel. You guys can look at these other ones when I send you the slides, but I want to get into the funnel copywriting piece. Just one final thing about designing your funnel. If you guys are like, oh, I want to design a funnel, but this just seems like a huge job. Well, you have a few options. You can build it from scratch yourself, which is probably the most time-consuming, will take the longest, but it's not really hard. It just takes time. Like I said, Clickfunnels and most other funnel building platforms are very user-friendly. They're just drag and drop. You literally like add a text box here, add a photo box here, video. It's pretty easy. You can use a template. So there are a lot of people out there offering bonuses called share funnels, share funnel URLs. people can grab the URL for any funnel they create, share that with somebody else. It loads the entire template into their Clickfunnels account, and then they can just plug in their own stuff. So that's also a way that a lot of people get people into their affiliate, what do you call that? Like if somebody doesn't have a Clickfunnels account and they click on a share funnel URL, if they do buy Clickfunnels, it will automatically be an affiliate of the person who shared the share funnel URL. So that's kind of a cool way. Clickfunnels also has a funnel marketplace. They have a lot of free templates and also like more design ones that you can buy, or just get one from someone you know. Just like ask somebody for a template if you know people in this space. You can also hire a designer. There's lots of funnel designers out there who can build you something from scratch that looks really amazing, which has your like logo and branding. A lot of them will just design the images in Photoshop, and then you can just upload it to ClickFunnels. You can also hire someone to like do the funnel and the copy and just like do the whole thing and all your integrations. You don't have to worry about any of it. That's the most expensive option, of course. Or you can funnel hack or design hack. Russell Brunson teaches people how to hack other people's funnels. You're not copying exactly what they have, but you're going through and seeing like, what's their funnel structure? Okay, what is their upsell? What's the next thing? How are they selling this thing? What is their hook? You know, something that's similar to what you're trying to sell. You can kind of model it off of that. Catherine Jones is someone who's big in the ClickFunnels world who's, you know, she's business is worth millions. She has CF Design School. She teaches people something called design hacking, where you can actually go look at people's funnels and like, she shares these Chrome extensions that help you grab their exact font, grab their exact hex colors, figure out their exact spacing, and just like model it off a successful funnel. So those are some options. Now we get into my expertise of funnel copywriting. This is what I do. This is one of my favorite funnel copywriting memes. So I can relate to that feeling. So this is kind of what I base my copywriting on, the principles of writing sales copy. It starts with writing deep copy. So all this really refers to, and I'm just kind of like talking about this in the high level. We don't have time to get too deep, but this is how you tap into kind of buyer psychology. You want to kind of think about where people are. So there's generally like 4 core issues that all humans have that we distill our environment down into, and they are worth, safety, perfection, and needs. So you want to use these core issues to analyze your market. Like, where are they in this matrix? I'll talk a little bit more about that, but so here's the core issues again over here. Then there are also 3 phases of development. So there's the wounded child, the adapted teen, and the functional adult. So within the core issues, like the wounded child, they're not actually a child, but they're coming from that childlike place where they have low self-worth, they don't feel safe, they feel like they're defective, and they're needy. So if you know that your target audience might fit in with that, you would adapt your copy to kind of address those feelings and like create empathy and just kind of know how to direct your copy, you know, how to speak to those people. The adapted teen, they're kind of like full of bravado, trying to prove themselves. They're like, they've got imposter syndrome. They're trying to improve, like they're better than everybody else. They don't need anybody. You know, they're already perfect. They don't need any help. So a lot of entrepreneurs, by the way, are like in that space. So they're like very puffed up. They're like, you know, trying to prove themselves. It's very fake it till you make it. So you might, you know, organize your copy to address those people. And then the functional adult. Most people are not in that box, but this is where we would all hope to get, right? So they feel that they're of equal worth to other people. They feel protected and contained, and they can do that for other people as well. They have a realistic view. They know that perfection is not possible, and they're aware of their own needs and wants. So, you know, in an ideal world, we'd all be there, right? So when you're writing your copy, you want to ask yourself and look at your target audience. Ask yourself, where are they right now? Where do you think they are in those 3 stages of development? So again, there's a breakdown right there Don't worry if you can't write this all down really fast. I'm gonna kind of speed through a little bit because we're almost at the end. I just have a few slides left, so it should be okay. So this is the next piece of like how to start writing your copy. And this is a formula that they teach in the One Funnel Away Challenge. Russell Brunson teaches hook, story, offer. Every sales page is gonna use this formula. You can also use this formula when you're writing emails, when you're writing social posts, like any of your marketing copy can use this formula. And the hook is simply like your headline. So it's the most important part of your entire sales funnel. And it should do three things. It should provoke curiosity, it should address a key pain point, and it should hint at a solution. And this is what will pull people into your funnel. You know, they'll come to your page, that's the first thing they'll see. It's usually in a big font. And you know, you have like 0.08 seconds or something like that to grab somebody's attention. So if your hook isn't good, they'll bounce. They're never gonna read your story or buy your offer. And to get hooks, you can pull them out of your origin story, which is what I'm gonna get into next. But I just wanna show you guys something really quick. I have a template to help with writing hooks or headlines, and there's some formulas you can use. I'll just show you a couple of these, but I will also send this to you if you think it'd be helpful. So here's a typical formula. Start with the thing your clients most want to do, plus, then you say without the undesirable outcome or anxiety. So like in my funnel, it was the thing they want to do is write powerful, compelling copy that converts, but without staring at a blinking cursor for hours on end. Or you could phrase it like a question. Do you want a product that is a solution so that you don't, and then you plug in the thing that gives your target audience pain or anxiety? An example of that would be, do you want the perfect cold call script so you never have to stumble and sweat over prospect calls ever again and actually close the sale? This how-to one is very common. You'll see this a lot. So how to get the benefit that you're selling without the pain. So this is the simplest headline formula, but it really packs a punch. So an example could be how to launch your offer without going broke, driving traffic to it. The formula's in here, and I'll send this to you guys. But I want to get back to this. So then we're going to talk about the origin story, because they're kind of out of order. So the origin story is like you saw that in my funnel, where I was talking about what led me to become an entrepreneur, why I became a copywriter, all the kind of things I went through, like hit a wall in my career, didn't want to climb the corporate ladder, I thought it was toxic, I never felt like it fit in, I had abusive bosses, blah, blah, blah. Like that's my whole origin story. Other people have other ones where they hit a wall and they were broke and homeless, and then they created a solution and now they're selling that solution. So this is the basis for every Disney movie, every hero's journey. Like most movies, every superhero has an origin story. We all know Superman's origin story, right? Every good character has one, and so do you. Like we all have an origin story. We all have some big reason, some big why behind why we created what we're creating and the service product we're offering. So you can use something called the Epiphany Bridge script to create your own origin story. And then you can use some version of this in all of your funnels and sales copy. Most people tell the same story over and over again. They'll tell it in their podcasts, in their social posts. They'll use it to connect with people. They'll put it in their emails. And it basically just explains to your customer why you're here and why you created this thing, and what your personal journey was to get you there. And in the One Funnel Away Challenge, you are instructed and strongly encouraged to publish it. So you could do that as a Medium blog. That's what I did. You could do it in a Facebook Live. I did that with my Facebook group. You could do a podcast about it. But the point is to get really comfortable telling this story. And just real quick, this is the script that you can follow to do this. So it starts with your backstory. What gave you events vested interest in your journey? Then it moves into desires. So what did you want to accomplish? And what were your external struggles? Maybe external was you were broke, your spouse was about to leave you, your kids hated you because you couldn't keep a job, you were broke, whatever. And then your internal struggles, you felt like a fraud, you felt like an imposter, you hated yourself, whatever it was. So then you hit the wall, you went through all this, you hit a wall, Explain, what that was like, what happened. Maybe you lost your job, your business failed, got a divorce, whatever it is. This doesn't all have to be like dire and horrible, by the way. A lot of people are like, God, I'm reading all these sob stories, and like, it's so depressing. I don't have anything, like nothing that bad has ever happened to me. It doesn't have to be something horrible. It could be like, my story was, I didn't fit in with corporate mainstream work culture. I became an entrepreneur. I kind of had to, because I kept either quitting or getting fired. So it was kind of like do or die for me. Then the epiphany is like, what epiphany did you experience that led to you creating the new opportunity? And then the plan, like, how did you take that epiphany and actually turn it into a plan that got you your desire? Conflict, what blocked you along the way? That could be like not having time, not having money, not knowing what to do, like having to learn an entire new skill or industry or whatever it is. Achievements, what was the end result of everything you went through, and then the transformation. So like, where were you once you got to the other side? Usually once you're here, that's when you're packaging up whatever you learned and selling it to somebody else. So is everyone okay to like stay a couple more minutes? If you need to leave, feel free, but this is really the last thing I want to share about funnel copy. So there are 9 buyer psychology triggers. And I took this from something called the $1 Million Messaging Sequence that I learned at a conference. So these are more things, I've touched on a lot of these already, but you want to include these in your copy. So this is why, you'll hear it over and over again. Talk about the pain points. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. What pain are they in right now that you can take away? So your audience needs to know that you understand their deepest pains, and then they'll buy from you. The problem, just another version of that. Maybe it's getting a little more specific. So show that you understand their problems inside and out. Stakes and consequences. So like, what does it look like if they stay stuck? If they don't solve that problem in their lives? Are they like always going to be miserable because they hate their jobs? Are you helping them find another way? Are you helping them become an entrepreneur, or lose weight, or like fix their relationship? Most offers fall into the health, wealth, or relationship category. So get laid, get paid. I don't know. There's no like clever one for the other one. But so they need to understand what their life will look like if they don't solve that problem that you can help them with. Who you are, your audience needs to know. I didn't even realize I had profanity in here. I copied and pasted that, sorry. They need to know who you are and why you're so awesome. That's where like your origin story. Your process, so again, like that proprietary method, your formula, the thing that can get you from where they are now to where they want to be on the other side. You're bridging the gap. Proof, you need to see proof that your product or service works. So really like social proof, testimonials, case studies, all those good things. Objections, you need to handle those in your content. Don't wait for them to like leave and come to you. They're probably not going to like call you up and be like, hey, I was almost about to buy from you, and then this thing, I had this doubt about it. Like, they're not going to say that, they're just going to bounce. So put that in your copy. Vision, paint that glorious picture, what their life looks like when you've solved their problem, they've bought your thing. So lay out a compelling vision for what their future can look like. And then of course the call to action. If you don't have a call to action, there's no reason for them to buy. So let them know how they can buy from you. It sounds obvious, but not everybody does that. So here I just have a list of resources. If you're interested in checking out Clickfunnels, these are just very clear. These are all affiliate links. This is kind of a back end part of my business. The One Funnel Away Challenge, it's how I learned everything I just shared with you about funnels. It's amazing. It's 30-day challenge is pretty intense. Sarah and I have both been through it numerous times. Yeah, and I also offer like a lot of bonuses for people who sign up under me. Like I do coaching and get all my templates, and I'll write an email sequence for you to follow up from your funnel, and I have a productivity resources list. Anyway, you can check that out if you're interested. Some of the best books I know of for helping you with funnels, These are again russellbrunson.com secrets and expert secrets, but most people do consider these to be like the Bibles for funnels. I also really like Launch by Jeff Walker. Like he has a whole, like he's kind of like the product launch master. He'll tell you exactly how to structure your launch. I do have a Facebook group called Funnel Monetization Secrets. That's all about helping people who are new to funnels and making sure you can drive traffic to those funnels through organic methods, and of course, killer sales copy. So I do a lot of free trainings in there. That's another place you can grab all my copy templates. And this is probably the most important template that I just put the link right here so you can grab it. So don't worry about trying to capture all these URLs. I will send you guys the slides. Thank you so much. Here's some ways to reach me, my email address, my copywriting funnel, my Instagram. And I know we went over, but if anybody has a burning question for me, please feel free to ask. Was this helpful? Here's my question for you.
Very
Okay,
exciting.
very
much.
Yay. Glad. It's weird to like take everything that's been pounded in your brain over the last year and try to distill it down. So I'm glad it was helpful. Does anyone here like have an idea for their first funnel or their next funnel, or like has this sparked any big aha moments for you guys?
I gotta start the research first.
Yeah, that's very good. Start with market
Study.
research.
Yeah.
Figure out how to build a funnel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a lot of material that you gave us, so
Yeah.
gotta absorb it all first.
I was going to have another part about driving traffic to your funnel, but I was like, I can already tell this is going to be over 60 minutes.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And of course, there's lots of resources out there. If you do get to the point where you build a funnel and figure out your offer and you get it done, you want to figure out how to drive traffic, Google is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of Facebook groups that help with that. Russell Brunson has a lot of training materials for that. He's got a book coming out too called Traffic Secrets, so I'll get into a lot of that too.
And do you have a copy of the slides? Should we email you or?
I think I have all your email addresses from